Good afternoon and welcome to ArtulScribe and Apples and Snakes International Women's Scream Poetry Festival in Southampton. We've got a day off sick. The laundry is taking care of itself, so it's time to fill you in a bit more on some of the things that are coming up and why the festival's taking place at all. If you don't know about the International Women's Scream Festival, and I didn't until about 6 months ago, here are some basic facts to get you all excited. It is an international women's festival supporting women's poetry and other arts. It started in 2009. There's a Dominican Republic poet, a poet from the Dominican Republic named Jael Uribe. She is really interested in promoting Spanish women poets, working internationally and collaborating, enhancing the role of women in poetry and helping women poets seek our rightful place in literature. She decided to start a festival and to call for women poets around the world to support the festival. And what has actually happened over the last few years is that the whole thing has grown and grown and grown until last year there were events in the festival in more than 30 countries around the world, from Tanzania to New Zealand to Cuba to Mexico, the USA and so on. And basically, if you want to get involved in the festival, there are two kind of guidelines. One is honouring the role of women in society, and the second is sending out a message of non-violence against them. So it's pretty simple, and once you decide you're going to fit into that role, you can do pretty much what you want to do. So guess what? The Poets of Southampton decided to get together with some artists and some writers and musicians and put on our own event at the Art House on March the 22nd. And really I'm here to just tell you a little bit more about what's going to be happening and why we're doing it. So here's why we're doing it. Why are you doing it, Angela? We want to prove there's an audience for women writers and artists in the city. We believe there is. We want to actually see it in action. We want to encourage women to come along and come into the event as audience members and see what other women are up to in the city. We want to encourage women who are already coming out to think about writing. We want to encourage writers to think about performing. We want to move more women into the world of the arts in Southampton. We also want to get artists to collaborate with each other. We want to share work by local women artists and musicians and writers. We want to have a great night, and we want to surprise ourselves. So, we're going to be part of this huge event that takes place all around the world throughout the whole of March. We're going to have our own special night at the Art House on the 22nd. Why Scream, you ask? Well, Scream is a word that's open to a whole number of interpretations. So it could be Scream because we're mad as hell about something. It could be because we're going crazy. It could be we just want to shout about something. It could be Scream like we just want to have a laugh. So, you know, you can come in whatever mood you want and we can embrace all of that within the night. So what are we going to do next after we've done this? Well, next, what we're hoping to do is to get you more involved so that you come along and think, wow, if a couple of people can do this, just think what they could do with my ideas. And so we want to get you thinking about whether we could do something bigger next year, which is what we're hoping. I've been thinking, wow, we could have women philosophers, mathematicians, explorers. We could do stuff out on the streets. We could just do anything we want to do. So the idea is, please come along, because I think it'll be a load of fun. There are going to be, well, it's going to be a jam-packed night, and there are going to be options for open mics. So if you've never performed before, you don't even have to commit in advance. You could come and just decide right at the last minute. There's going to be some artwork hopefully happening on the night. Oh, my cameraman's getting really, really tired now, so I'm going to wind it up really quickly. No, you're all right, okay. So we're going to have a great night. We're going to have loads of things going on. Hopefully we're going to come back even bigger and better in 2015. And now, very briefly, I'm going to do one of my little poems from the night, which was inspired by seeing mothers in a playground in Southampton. And this is really important. Southampton art is particularly what we're looking for. Southampton artists, art based in Southampton. Of course you can be international, because a lot of this stuff is, but if we start it here, all the better. My poem is Glide. Somali mothers glide like sailboats on a still, wide ocean in the golden evenings where I live. gather like birds under the arching tree, while their children spill, scatter, run, far and wide, in 2s and 3s and 6s, like marbles across a playground. They nod and greet, smile, shake hands, hold babies, dust off toddlers, settle arguments, return to the stillness of the shade, rest easy in the silence. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm going to finish with a nomination of any other poet, writer, artist, musician, or possible attendee on the night to tell me what it is about Woman Scream that excites you, why you're going to be there, and what you'd like to see happen in future. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye.